right, Portugal. It's dry in Portugal, except Triumph, the British motorcycle company, brought some of its typical weather with us. Here in Portugal, had a little bit of rain, so it was an adventure of a different kind. This is sort of an adventure sports bike. It's not an adventure bike. You see 17-inch wheels and tires on front and rear, so this is a Tiger that is not meant to go off-road. It's the Tiger 800 Sport, and I'm calling this a practical hooligan. And that's because it's basically a Tiger 660 frame stuffed with a 3-cylinder motor larger than the Tiger 660. It's sort of a street 765, but boosted up to 800cc. So it's got a lot of power and kind of will leave the Tiger 660 in the dust. But there are some commonalities. The instrument panel, it's a LCD tachometer and speedometer, and it's augmented with a 2.7-inch TFT screen. So not the latest in technology, but it's a readable, highly usable instrument panel. Got a bunch of good stuff on this bike. An IMU, right, gives you the cornering traction control and cornering ABS. And this, unlike the Tiger 660, it's got an adjustable suspension. The front is adjustable for rebound and compression damping, but not preload. And the rear is adjustable for preload via handy hydraulic knob and rear rebound damping. So it's kind of a tall sports bike, and I think it's kind of like 85% of the performance of a street 765, which is one of my favorite sport bikes. And it's probably got about 50% more wind protection. That's one of the highlights on this, especially on this day we had. A little bit cold, a little bit rainy. And so up front, you got a beautiful screen that can just simply adjust like that. Keep some of the wind, some of the rain off you. And then these panels on the side, they don't look like full bodywork panels, like full fairing. And yet they do a really good job of deflecting wind from your legs. So my legs were kept dry and warm. This bike also has heated grips, which is an option. Also standard, though, is cruise control. So this is a sports bike, but a touring bike. So it's kind of like a Yamaha Tracer 9, 3-cylinder engine. There's some commonality there. And the other bike that Triumph benchmarked is the BMW F900 XR. So both are taller adventure-style bikes, but not meant to go off-road. Unlike the Tiger 900, which has the different firing order, it sounds almost like a twin-cylinder motor. This is more of the screamer motor, like the Street Triple. And so they've done a really good job of tuning this. Comes on, really pulls clean from as low as 3,000, and it revs up to 11,000. So around 7,500 RPM, it reaches another little power crescendo, and it really pulls hard. I think that if you took this thing to a track day, you could run nearly as quick as you could on a Street 765. Unlike the Street Triple, you've got a much comfier riding position. It's upright. The seat is really well padded, especially compared to a Street Triple, and the passenger seat is also well padded and has these integrated grab handles. Also unique to this are integrated saddlebag mounts. So just under here are little nacelles where the bags will clip in, and the bags, I think, are only $640. So you get hard shell color match saddlebags for this for $640. So this turns instantly from a sporty bike into a touring bike. And there's a lot of people who think that touring bikes have gotten too big. And I think this could really do a good job as a touring bike, but in a much more accessible and lighter package. Up front for braking, we have Triumph branded calipers. They're radial mount 4-pot monoblock calipers. They say Triumph, but they're really J1 calipers. And when I rode the Speed Twin 1200 a little while back, the J1 calipers really weren't too far behind the Brembo Stylema monoblock calipers of the Speed Twin 1200 RS. So these are really good brakes. They, doesn't have the fancy brand name, but they do a really good job. They pump fluid through braided steel lines, and so you've got a nice firm lever. And this thing really does do a good job of being a performance bike when you want that. Also part of the package is an inertial measurement unit, so that enables cornering traction control and cornering ABS, adds a little bit of safety. And you got 3 ride modes. You got rain, road, and sport. And journalists always kind of just throw away the rain riding mode because it's kind of boring compared to the other ones. But this morning we started in the rain and I tried rain riding mode, and I was surprised at how strong the throttle response is. It's not as intrusive, the traction control, as other rain modes. They've done a good job of, they call it predictive and reactive traction control. And so even though it's in rain mode, there was still plenty of performance and it didn't really take any of the fun away. So the Tiger 660 retails for a little bit less than $10,000. The Tiger 800 Sport is $12,495, and that's in sapphire gray black color. And then there's 3 optional colors, including this cosmic yellow, which add $125 to the MSRP. So if you're looking for a bike that could do just about anything except for go off-road, the Tiger 800 Sport really hits a sweet spot in the market. This is a good value for all the features that you get and all the performance you can get. I could imagine taking this thing to a track day and running nearly as quick as I could on a street 77765, and I rode that at the Jerez racetrack, and that thing was great on the track. So if this thing is even close, then it's got a lot of sporting potential. To my eyes, I think Triumph did a good job at the styling. It looks a little more organic than the Yamaha Tracer 9, which looks a little bit transformer-y. I think more eyes will appreciate the looks of this one. And then the BMW F900 XR, another competitor in this class. That's a good bike too, but it has a parallel twin engine, and that's, to my ears, that's not as desirable as this 3-cylinder engine. This thing screams. It sounds like half a Porsche Flat 6. It really sounds great. 3-cylinder motors always do. They've done a nice job of packaging the muffler right behind the engine, allowing just a small little muffler at the end. So it really visually lightens the looks of this bike. 20,000 mile valve adjustment intervals. Triumph likes to talk about the cost of ownership and how the Tiger 800 is less than its competitors. So I think there's a lot of good value here, and like I say, if you're not planning on going off-road and you want the comfort of an open riding position, it's tall, it's got 6 inches of suspension travel, nearly 6 inches, and so there's a bunch of bumps we hit today and it soaked them up just fine. And so there's like sport and versatility, and it could be a commuter, it could be a light-duty tourer, or if you could put the bags on, and there's a talk box you can also get for that'll hold 2 full-face helmets. This could be a definite tourer in your garage too. And so you've got 4 bikes in one. The Tiger 800 Sport, I'm really loving this bike. For the full story, you should go to ridermagazine.com or check out the latest issue of Rider Magazine, because we got a lot more info there than we can present in this. But if you like the looks of the Tiger 800 Sport, I think you're going to really enjoy riding it. And please, if you enjoyed this video, do the old like, comment, and subscribe, because that really helps out the algorithm, sends more people to our channel, and we really appreciate that.